Hi, second grade. Welcome to reading class today. We have another really good story coming up, and the title is The Secret of a Giver Inner. Let's review the Bible verse you have today. First of all, it says, submitting yourselves one to another in the fear of God, Ephesians 5:21. And today we have new study words, so we'll look at those. You can open up your light units to lesson 6, page 14 if you have not yet, and we'll look over those study words that you have today. And so you can go ahead and you can read them with me if you like. I'm going to start with number 1. It says frequently. Number 2 is hired. Number 3, quarreling. Number 4, sweat. Let's talk a little bit about what these words mean. We have the word frequently. So what is something you do frequently? Well, frequently means often. So something that you do frequently, maybe it's unloading the dishwasher, helping your mom in the house. Maybe it's babysitting your younger brother or sister. Frequently you babysit. Or maybe it's going out to chore the turkeys. If you do it twice a day, then you do it fairly frequently. Or maybe it's going out to do other chores like taking care of the dogs or making sure they have food and water. And yeah, so something that we do frequently happens fairly often. Why might someone need a hired man? Thinking about hired, why might someone need a hired man? Well, like somebody usually gets a hired man if they can't do everything themselves. They get someone to help them, and so they hire someone, like doing field work in the spring or the summer or the fall, or let's say maybe someone hires your mom to sew for them. So if you hire someone, it means that you ask them to help and then pay them for their help. So hired person is someone that helps someone and then gets paid for helping. What might two children be quarreling about? Thinking of quarreling. Well, quarreling, maybe they both want the same toy, so they begin to quarrel. Hopefully the quarreling gets stopped before a fist fight begins or something bad happens. So hopefully they don't quarrel too much, too long. And so quarreling means kind of like fighting or arguing or something like that. What job do you do that makes you sweat? Thinking of the word sweat. Let's say it's a really hot summer day, okay? And your mom tells you to help her in the garden. And so you go and kindly and obediently help her. And so you're hoeing corn rows, and you know those corn rows get pretty long sometimes. And so the sun's shining and it's getting hot. It's about 85 to 90 degrees, maybe hotter. And so you're getting so hot that you start to sweat. It's what your body does so you don't get overheated. If we would not sweat when we get too hot, we might die of a heart attack way sooner. So it's good that our bodies, they work like an air conditioner. And so if they get too hot, then they will sweat. Okay, so again, if you don't know your study words, your meanings to your study words, you can always feel free to look back in your glossary. Your glossary will tell you the meanings of the words. It acts like a dictionary. And so yeah, look back in the glossary if you're not sure. Okay, so introducing the story, Secret of a Giver Inner. So this story is about a peacemaker. It's a really good story. It's about somebody that learned how to be a peacemaker, and it made her so happy. And so let's look now. You can open up your books to the first paragraph in the story, the reader's book, your reader books. You can open up the first page there. And so you can find the names of the 3 characters in the first paragraph of the story. So the 3 characters were Ella May, Grandmother Lutz, and Jill. What time of the day was it? So what time of the day was it when they were doing this? I believe it was in the morning. And then if you read the second paragraph, you're going to find out where grandmother was and what her two granddaughters were doing. And so the two granddaughters' names were Ella Mae and Jill. They enjoyed playing together in grandmother's backyard. One day grandmother noticed that Ella Mae looked glum. Now glum, you know what glum means? Glum means you just look sad and you're just not happy with life and you're just not happy. It's the opposite of happy. And so Ella Mae looked glum. And so Grandma hoped the girls had not been quarreling. Why do you think Ella Mae looked glum? Does the story title and question give you any hint? So you can read your story and find out why Ella Mae looked so glum. There was a good reason why she looked glum. And yeah, okay, so let's now look into some other things in your lesson. We have some more about homophones today. So homophones, they hum alike, but they have different meanings, like these two words. So these two words, they sound exactly the same. It's road and road, but they have way different meanings. Like for this one, we would say, Dakota rode the horse. And then this one would be Lincoln took a walk down the road with his cousin. So road, this is a road where you drive a car on or walk along, and this is something that you ride on the back of, like on the back of a horse, if you rode on a horse. Okay, let's think about fact or opinion. You have some more of that today. Do you still remember what a fact is? A fact is something that is for true, it is for real. So if something is a fact, we know it's true. Like 11 minus 2 is 9, so that is a fact, it is true. And then opinion is if you have an opinion on something, you think it is the right thing. Like, let's say you have an opinion on pizza is better than ice cream. That's your opinion because someone else might think different. And so that is a difference between fact or opinion. Let's think about pronouns a little bit. So pronouns, if you remember pronouns, they take the place of a noun, right? So all the pronouns would be like I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. They take the place of nouns. Okay, so yeah, you can go ahead and then at the end of the lesson, read your story. Just try to read it to someone. Actually, read it to yourself first. And then maybe tomorrow or this evening, if you want to work ahead for tomorrow, you can go ahead and read it to someone else too. And yeah, so that's your reading lesson for today. I hope you have a good afternoon.